பேக் டு மேக்ஸ்கி சேனல். இன்றைக்கி பார்த்தீங்கன்னா நம்ம கோஸ்ட் எக்ஸைல்னு சொல்லிட்டு ஒரு கோஸ்ட் கேம் ஆட போகிறோம். ரொம்ப பேசாமல் அனுப்போமா, அதாவது அவங்க நம்மளை ஹண்ட் பண்ணுவாங்க இல்லையா, அதில் நம்ம ஹண்ட் பண்ணுவோம். போய் ஹண்ட் பண்ணுவோமா? அப்படி ஹண்டிங் மல்டி பிளேயர்ஸ்லாம் இருக்குது, பட் நம்ம சோலோவாக போகிறோம். அண்ட் தேங்க்யூ ஃபார் கிவிங் மீ திஸ் கோட். பார்த்தீங்கன்னா இட்ஸ் ஸ்பான்சர்ட் வீடியோ. ரொம்ப பேசாமல் அனுப்போமா, கீ வைட்டினே போடுவோம். ஏய், ஓகே, மிலிட்ரி கை மாதிரி இருக்கான். இவ்வளோ கஸ்டமைசேஷன் இருக்கு. ஏன் ஒரு அக்கா வச்சு விளாடக்கூடாது? கிரியேட் பண்ண முடியாட அதே பேர்லாம் ஒன்றும் delete. Wow. பார்க்க விச்சரில் வர மாதிரி கேட்பா. இதெல்லாம் ரொம்ப ஓவர். ஐயோ, சரி, வெறும் காலில் ஓடும். கிளாஸு, ஹேண்டு, இன்கம்பேலபிலிட்டி. ஜான்சினா டவுசர் மாதிரி இருக்கு. ஜான்சினா அதே போ. ஓ நோ, நோ நோ. இல்லை, கிறிஸ்மஸ் எடிஷன் போல். புளுட்டோவா? தப்பிலாம் வேணாங்க. ஆனால் இதெல்லாம் சட்டம் ரைடரில் வர மாதிரி இருக்குமே. ஃபேஸ் மாஸ்க். அவ்வளோதானா? That's Assassin's Creed மாதிரி வச்சிருக்கா. Okay. Jungle Fire. ஏன்னா சிங்கிள் பிளேயர் போகல. You have resolved your daily reward. You can take test from a cursed coin. Oh, சரியா? ஓகே. பயங்கர எஃப்எஸ் போயிட்டு இருக்கு போல. 16 தானே டாப் பண்ணேன். இல்லை, இப்படி தானா? ம். 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 4 கேமுக்குள்ள கேம்டா. ஆமாம். மேலே போகணுமா? போனோம் இப்படி அவுட் ஆகிட்டே எப்போ? இதாங்க நானே பேச இது தெரியுதோ. சரி வாங்க, அடுத்து மிஷினை போட்டு ஆரம்பிப்போம். ஸ்டார்ட் ஆகணுங்களா? ஒன்றும் போகுதா?
Ghost Exiles is an investigative horror where you go to a haunted location, collect 3 pieces of evidence to identify what type of ghost you're dealing with, leave and collect a reward. However, once you get the basics down, Ghost Exiles has a lot of additional content that will begin to make your game more complicated and more in-depth, as well as eventually purchasing the Book of Exiles, which will then allow you to begin exiling the ghosts as well. Or, if you find elements of the game that you don't particularly like, you can disable them and leave them disabled forever. Here are a list of things that are currently in the game. And there are still more things coming. This is only what's in the game at this time. You have different difficulties, which will control how fast your sanity drains, and how many fuses you need to find for the fuse box before you can turn the power on. We'll do beginner for the sake of the tutorial, which means we don't need to find any fuses, they're already in the fuse box, and our sanity will drain very slow. We're going to pick a small location because we'll be playing the single player. In Ghost Exile, because the haunting takes place over the entire house and not just a single room, you will have to collect evidence and search the entire house for items, meaning that large locations are more suitable for 4 players and smaller locations are more suitable for single player. You can play with up to 4 friends, or you can play solo. When you are ready, come over to the Are You Ready screen, which you will find on this computer in the main lobby. Left click, ready, and then the host can then click start. And don't forget to add in any of the equipment you want to bring with you. Keep in mind, if you die, any equipment you bring will be lost. But on an easier difficulty, you will get a lot of that money back. Since this is a beginner tutorial, we're only going to cover the investigation phase of the game. This includes going over the items, looking at the journal and the ghost types, and that's pretty much it. This is the journal. You can click on any section to jump to it. This is the evidence section, and then we can open and reclose our journal if we decide we want to jump to a different section, or we can simply flip through the pages until we get to the section that we are looking for. Starting with the items, let's go over EMF and zonal EMF detector. In Ghost Exiles, the ghost does not always leave an EMF signature on everything it touches and interacts with. You'll have to use the EMF detector to find those fields, and then use the EMF detector to measure them. Next up, the infrared motion sensor. This acts as a tracking tool and a tool that can collect evidence. You'll place it on the wall anywhere inside the house. Normal motion will cause it to flash green and beep. If it is an infrared signature from a ghost, it will flash orange and make a deeper beep. Next is the voice recorder. To use this, left click to start recording, then ask questions, then left click again to stop recording. Where are you? Are you here? We'll left click again. If you see a box with an exclamation point, then the ghost has heard you and has had a chance to respond. To see if we actually have a response, we will right-click to play this back. Where are you? Are you here? Now, as you can see, those symbols have stayed as exclamation points. That means you did not hear anything. If a voice had come back over the recorder, that would have changed to a miniature ghost symbol to let you know you have evidence. Next up, the sound sensor. It's simply a tracking device that you put on the wall, and then you can monitor the sounds from the tent on this monitor. Salt is a simple tracking tool that you can scatter around the house to help keep track of where the ghost is and is not. The crucifix is a tool to help you survive a hunt. If you are holding a crucifix and the ghost would get a hold of you and kill you, it will instead destroy part of the crucifix. Crucifix will only protect you twice. The candle will give you some additional light, but you need a lighter to activate the candle, which you can find in the house, but you should also start with one in the tent by default. The ghost can also blow out the candle to let you know that it is nearby, and sometimes for an additional whiteboard objective. An energy drink will temporarily increase your maximum stamina, allowing you to run farther. Sanity pills, self-explanatory, will raise your sanity if it starts to get too low. Incense is like the candle. This requires a lighter to be used, and if used in the proximity of a hunting ghost, will stun it, allowing you time to get away. The Ouija board can be found in the house on location. You can ask the ghost a series of questions, but the most important being where its favorite room is, as sometimes that information can be useful. The UV light, which you'll use to look for glowing green fingerprints on doors and on hiding cabinets. We'll talk about those later. The notebook, which you will simply press G to drop on the ground. If the ghost writes in the book, then that's evidence. This spirit box is probably something you're familiar with. You simply talk into the box, ask it questions, and it will respond in real time. And you will also see a message on the spirit box to let you know if you did or did not get a response. The photo camera is simply for collecting additional money by completing whiteboard objectives. The video camera is something that can be used to find ghost orbs or ghost haze, or monitor parts of the house remotely from inside the tent. Now, once you're out here, these cameras will open and turn on automatically. Once you're in the house, you can look around for ghost haze. Right-click to turn night vision on, which is what you'll need to see ghost orbs. But keep in mind, you can also see ghost haze in this form. Next up is the camera stand, which to place your camera, press F, and then press F again to place it. And then you can pick the stand up. If you want to pick up multiple stands or multiple items in general, mouse wheel the item away, and then you can pick up your next item. If you have an item currently in your hand, you can't pick anything else up, so make sure you always mouse wheel that out of the way to pick up your next item. You can carry up to 3 items at a time. If you do decide to place the camera on a surface, simply press F and then left or right click to rotate the camera, then press F again to place it. However, it does not appear that it will place out in the tent. Next up is spray paint, which you will use to paint seals and sigils. For more information, refer to the seals section. To use the spray paint, put it in your hand, right click, collect the sigil that you want, and then where you want to put it, and then left click. Floodlight. These are just extra light sources. You can left click to turn them on and off. You can carry them around and then place them anywhere you need light. They do run on a limited battery, but they do recharge when they're turned off. The laser grid is the next item. Place this on the floor or the wall. It will project green dots, and then you wait and see if a ghost shape runs through those dots for evidence. The thermometer is a pretty straightforward tool. You use it to measure the temperature, to see if you have freezing temperatures or not. The thermometer does have a battery, but it does recharge relatively quickly. This means that you have to actively sample, but if you do it too quick, you'll run the battery down. The directional microphone is used in an event during the Exile, so we're not going to talk about it here. The Book of Exile, which again is used during Exile, so we're not going to talk about it in this tutorial. The urn. used in conjunction with the directional microphones. We're not going to talk about it here. Wall-mounted thermometer. If you want to monitor the temperature in a room while you do other things, you can place this on a wall. If it reaches freezing, it will sound an alarm that sounds similar to an alarm clock. The seal eraser. In case you put a seal down somewhere and want to remove it later, or if you put a seal down in the wrong location, you can spray seal eraser on the seal and it'll remove it. Once you begin your evidence collecting process, you can put in a check mark to confirm that you have gotten that evidence, or you can click twice to put an X to say there definitely is not this type of evidence, until you finally get one where you have 3 pieces of evidence. You can then click on your ghost, go to the board, and click Complete Hunt, where you'll complete your investigation and collect a reward if you identify it correctly. If you are playing the more advanced part of the game where you go on to Exiles, that's where the Rite of Astalor comes in. But again, we're not going to talk about that here. And finally, let's talk about the hiding closet. I mentioned this a little bit earlier. The hiding closet is specifically put in the game as a location that you can hide during a hunt. You'll open the door, get inside, close the door, and remain silent. If the ghost does suspect you're in the closet, it will get close to it, and you will get a quick time event to help your character stay calm. If you find the doors are a little bit of a struggle to get open, instead of manually pulling them, you can simply double click. That will allow you to open them a lot easier and shut them a lot quicker, which can be handy if you need to get into a closet quickly. Also, there are other cabinets that you can double click to open. This made searching the house a little bit easier. And last but not least, the monitor, where you can monitor your sanity, as well as the activity monitor. If a ghost hunt starts, this will turn red and begin flashing. So if there is someone out here in the tent, they can warn the players in the house. Once you complete your investigation, click Complete Hunt to see if you are right and collect your reward. That concludes the basics tutorial. I hope you found this helpful. We'll see you next time. Ghost Exiles is an investigative horror where you go to a haunted location, collect 3 pieces of evidence to identify what type of ghost you're dealing with.
Καλησπέρα, καλώς ήρθατε στους Game Holdings, καλώς ήρθατε στο χειραμένο μας κανάλι. Welcome to the Holding Channel. My name is Paco. Everyone should already know by now that we love ghost hunting games. We have a passion with paranormal investigation and paranormal haunted stuff. That's why we named our channel Game Holdings. And one of our favorite ghost hunting game is Ghost Exile. And we are very proud to be content creators of Ghost Exile. And Ghost Exile recently made a huge update. Many have made many changes. The game was already very good, and he improved the game very much. Ghost Exile is not it's not an easy task. It's not so easy like other ghost hunting games that there is out there. You must be very experienced in order to play Ghost Exile in the Madman mode. And especially if you want to add the new features that the developer has added in the game. I like to call and say that Ghost Exile is like the Dark Souls of ghost hunting games. There are several new things, but we're gonna see. I'm gonna tell you some things about the World of Shadows.
Thank you for the follow, Abhi. Mod 1. Hey. Whoa. What the heck? Tadi kan silent ஆடுது. Oh my god, இந்த இடத்த விட்டு கிளம்பணுமே. என்னடா எக்ஸிட் வச்சிருக்கீங்க? அந்த பாதையே மறந்துட்டேனே. பக்கம் எந்த வச்சிருந்தா இல்லை. Oh no. வந்துட்டேன். Yay. கேம் கிராஷ் ஆயிடுச்சுங்க. சாமி.
Well, they could have been worse.
எதுவுமே பண்ணல, அவ்வளோ காசு கொடுத்துருக்கோம். திஸ் இஸ் இட். எவ்வளோ முடிச்சுட்டு கிளம்புறேன். லைவ் சந்திப்போம். ஃப்ரெண்ட்ஸாக இன்னும் நல்லா இருக்கும் போல். நிறைய விஷயம் இருக்குது. டாடா பாய்.